So if you total up all of my projects, it's one long investigation going from making a printed t-shirt to using that equity and good faith to make things. And if you take the whole body of work to make things, I'm investigating, unraveling what I believed in as fact. You know, I still do. Not just because it's my job, I believe, and now I can look at a Louis Vuitton bag and reprogram what's behind it from what's in it. And in order to do that, it took an Off-White, like probably 12 collections. It took an IKEA chair, and it's like this long lexicon, but what I appreciate about it is it blurs the line between a tourist and a purist. As much as I can in life, I think the most dangerous thing you can be is a snob of anything, right? And so I look at the world in sort of two sort of codes, the tourist and the purist. You know, a purist knows everything about anything. They can sort of squash the fun in any conversation because they can sort of one-up you with, did you know that where this came from? And so-and-so is actually that. And a tourist is someone who's like meeting life halfway. You know about the Eiffel Tower, you just want to go see it. And I think both are equally important. A lot of times within my work, there's always been a constant use of Helvetica for what it means to the purist, but what it communicates to the tourist. But also that it's like readily available to anyone. The diagonal lines that was in Off-White, or these are symbols that exist, but by a series of use and the particular way of use, speaking in quotes, allows me to sort of identify my hand without having to say my hand was there. And also it's like a play on being figurative and literal at the same time. Through my artwork, I'm dealing with, again, where I came from, and place, and growing up feeling like, everyone in this room, since when you're an adult, you start analyzing your life backwards and start questioning the hand that you were dealt. And for me, my artwork has an aggressive opinion looking backwards at this figurative thing that a society could do to be like, you're not that. And one of the number one things that I challenge is that just because you're titled in one category, you can't transverse to another category. DJing is obviously something that we like doing late at night with tons of tequila, but it's also a platform to see an artist's brain on display. So when I'm DJing, the reason why I still DJ, and I put it as a place of importance, is it's having a dialogue through music. And it's almost a training ground for me and for my brain and how to think fast but think in a cohesive way. It's basically you play one song and then you have 3 minutes to play the next song, then you have 3 minutes to play the next song. But metaphorically what you're doing is making a group of people who believe different things, believe different gods, believe in different sort of human premises. We could not like each other, but a DJ could play the right song and you might put your arm around that person. So for me, it's a practice, and it feeds into a lot of my work, and sort of mask is just wanting to DJ every night. Like one of those pillars within my art is that, I challenge the notion of collaboration. I think as soon as I was on this sort of tirade of learning how to make things and then challenging things that I thought were fact, I realized that I sipped the wrong Kool-Aid to believe that if, said artist, or said painter, or said fashion designer, whenever you see like the name of a brand, I used to believe that it was only that person doing absolutely everything. I would sip the Kool-Aid and be like, X, Y, Z, that's that. And once you start making things, you realize that life is a collaboration. It's literally just who gets to put their name on the credit, who is the intern or the assistant. But I would rather embrace collaboration and put it at the forefront to sort of break new ground. And it physically communicates the parts that make up the whole. So, I like thinking that, and I like my art to sort of express what happens humanly amongst people. Streetwear versus high fashion. At one point, I was interested in high fashion. The idea of like a runway seemed like, heavenly, like clothes on a runway. And then when you fly and ride public transportation, you see what real people wear. All of a sudden, you see that is extremely engaging, maybe even more engaging. And what do we get? We get streetwear. If I'm using my platforms to make the halo shine in a different light, then I feel like I'm offering something to the world in a way. To me, luxury it's sort of an old word. It's like a word that my parents believed in. I don't think luxury is on the same pedestal for starters. Like if you were to rank words, I would put relevance over luxury or covet. Like if I don't have anything really that I covet, but that's the feeling of like I'm glad to have it close. I don't think luxury has this like outward sort of projection. It's a symbol. It's like a Rolex. It's supposed to like communicate that this and you've made it to that status. I think, and that's what I find encouraging about contemporary culture is people have seen like they can go inward and find value within themselves. In terms of like making stuff, I like craft. I like making something from thin air into a physical object. This bag itself is that. Like, day one on the job, I was like, I had this idea, a see-through rainbow bag that is plastic and not leather. And it has the this is streetwear, by the way. It's like, hey, I can use their logo and not get sued. That's awesome, like let's go. It's like, what else can, so I think luxury, in my hands, is gonna end it like it's fun. It's like, let's get to rewiring the world so shit looks fun and cool again and approachable and not so stiff.